I'm back, finally, with more stories, and here's my dog. Hey, Wesley. Hey. Come on, dogs are cute. And he's not looking at me. This was the most important part of this video. Hey, come here. Come here. Look at how cute he is. Hey. Yes. Okay, great. Now we can get to it. It took a whole 30 seconds. My hair is absolute garbage. I need to wash it. Guess what? I burp in my dog's face. He loves it. Okay. We've got stories to say. But first, let me show you this. Wow, he's just so cute. My friend calls him a fat rat. She thinks he's ugly. Are you ugly? Well, you definitely are stinky, huh? Does anybody do this? Kiss him on your head. But you don't open your mouth at all. It's like this. So this whole room is a mess. And I would blame it on trying to move. I was like, oh, I'm really going to move. But then things fell through. I really have to catch up on a lot of stuff. Like, there's quite a bit that happened. Let's go ahead and look at this. I got some fancy stuff to clean myself with because I'm finally going to take care of my body. I got some, fish oil. And I was like, what's something healthy? A lot of people, man, I hate the reflection in my glasses. That's so ugly. B vitamin, right? That's good. I'm going to try that real quick. I don't know why I decided to do this now. It's obvious that that's not a good idea because I'm not even going to be able to open it. So let's just do this. This will be fun. You'll hear a pop. You won't hear a pop. Oh my god. So anyway, trying to take care of myself. Like, at the very least, like, I'm going to take care of my, like, appearance a little bit. Because I saw Jenna Marbles do a lash thing. Like oops, out of focus. How do people get this shiz in focus? I saw Jenna Marbles do an eyelash tutorial, like a tryout. Basically, my nose hurts. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I also watched Trisha Paytas. Okay, look, if you think Trisha's stupid, like, she has done so much. Like, there's no way she could be stupid and, like, get where she has. It's so wild and bizarre. But, yeah, they all have these fancy lashes. I was like, mascara doesn't last. And then you have to clean it off. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe one day I'll want to go get my lashes professionally done, just once in a while and be like, oh, this is fun. And then I was like at Walmart, had to grab some stuff, and I was like, well, here's an idea. What if I actually took care of the rest of my body that's cheap? Like with body wash and a scrub brush. And, oh, I did face wash too. I don't use face wash. It would probably help with the few zits that I do have. And maybe it'll help with, I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, you definitely can. I have a lot of dry skin. I think it's eczema. It's here and here really bad. And then all over my forehead. But that's not why we're here. I don't remember okay. I'm not going to keep my sexual conquests in order. I have no idea when I did what. And I just don't think I'm going to try. Weird. But good. Yeah, a lot has happened. And at this point, I'm like bored of sex. That happens with me. I'm very capricious. And I do not, like, I go between obsessions, like, over and over again. So, like, I'll go anime, books, video games, comics, and then apparently sex. And I'll just cycle through all those kinds of things. YouTube. I love watching YouTube. So I cycle through all those things. I'm very, very, very super capricious. I jump from things way too quickly. It's not really all that good. I'm pretty sure it's not healthy, but it's what I do. So at this point, I get bored of all those things at different points. And so I'm definitely bored of sex right now, but let's also talk about, like, the only time I came by a man is having my pussy eaten. I haven't come by a woman, actually. But, yeah, just having intercourse. Having the good old, ooh, ooh, I'm only doing that because of my hands holding the camera. So, of course, side note, men expect head no matter what. I don't care who he expects you to suck his dick. But not all men will offer to eat you out. It's just the way it is. They just expect head, and they don't even reciprocate it unless they like it. So, this is one of those times men ain't shit, classic. Oh my gosh, I only have 22 minutes of time on my phone. What other videos do I have? Oh my gosh. I'm wasting time. So at this point, I can probably only tell like 1 or 2 stories. But first, I'll give an update on my life. Men ain't shit. That's just truth. I dislike men. That's just... Oh, don't generalize. Yeah, but generally, they're bullshit. Like, I don't know. Like, oh, don't generalize. Well, whatever. That's like what I run into. No, not really. I had a lot of nice people on cam, and if I hang out with guys IRL, then they're pretty cool because I hang out with them, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna waste my time on some douche. Let's talk about cam. I'm itching. It's the eczema. With cam, I did it for about 3 weeks. So I did some recording a little bit. I did a YouTube video like a week or two before I started camming on Chatterbait. I don't know if I was still camming on Periscope or not. So who knows? But yeah, I did it just based on like, oh, here's some sex I had. Did I tell you about? Yeah, I talked about my virginity. But like, yeah, so in total, I've only done 3 weeks of camming. None of which has been, like, I haven't talked about camming in a YouTube video yet. I don't know, it's been a while. It's been too long. I have no idea. So I've been doing it for 3 weeks, and apparently my subconscious gets bored. Like, my capriciousness. My caprice. I think that's a word. Has had decided that I was bored of camming. So basically, my mom tells me to get on this like online job that I'm supposed to do, and I was like, well, just so you know, I am making another income. And at this time, I had been camming really late and sleeping really late and like taking naps during the day. So it was like super, super noticeable. Like, oh, and they found out about me having rando sex. My dad knew about it really early, and then my mom was naive because I'm gay, you know, like having sex with men. Like, what is that? Um, and so, yeah, they found out about that. They were sad, but not nearly as sad as when they found out about the camming. So I basically said, yeah, I do it late at night. And my mom was like, is it porn? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, well. And by the way, my whole family's Mormon. So don't be like, oh, like, why is she trying to control you? Like, trust me. So she was explaining, like, okay, well, you can't do that in our house, you know, because Mormons are very against porn. And so for me to be doing stuff inside the house is like really bad to them. So she said, you can't do that in the house. So while you're living here, you're not going to do that anymore. Because it's basically like selling drugs in the house type of thing, which it is to Mormons. That's true. That is that's on the same level in Mormons, and that's up to them. That's how they view things, and that's fine. So I was like, okay. And then they were like, okay, well, we'll take your computer away at night, that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, that's fine. I respect you guys, so I'll do that. But definitely, it would have been so easy to keep it a secret. Like, I definitely put it way out there. Like, my subconscious was really bored of it and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So it basically, you know, self-sabotage. Classic. So that's how that ended. So I'm not doing that at the moment. It's not like it made me any good money yet because I was beginning, but oh gosh, I've got some stories about chat too. Like, I'm not gonna. I liked my fans because they were usually really nice. Like, my fans are nice. And a lot of them were understanding when I couldn't do certain things, you know? Like, because I got a yeast infection, I got a UTI, so I was like, okay, I'm going to refrain from certain acts while I am healing from these infections. So they were all really cool. Oh, God. When I'm just getting better from a yeast infection and then bam, my period. But when I was like, I think it was on the last night I was camming. So gross. This is gross. The last night I was camming, I went into for a private show, they had to pay, what is it, minutely? And so I was in a private show. He asked me to do some things, you know, as they usually do. And eventually he's like, you know, he'll say like, oh, finger yourself. So I'm gonna explain this. Because of all now actually I don't even know why, but I would say my gooch was a little irritated and would get a little bloody. I don't know why. That might have to do with does that happen with yeast infections? I have no idea. But it was happening with me. So when I was fingering myself, I would get a little bit of blood on like my finger. It was very little. And since I'm having this in my yeast infection, there was very curdled discharge. So, and it's white, very, very white. It wasn't yellow. For me, it was an off-white. It's the color of my normal discharge. but really curdled. So gross, so gross. I'm burping, but also at the same time, I'm sometimes gagging. I just had soda, so. But yeah, I'm fingering myself, and I take my fingers out 1 second. I don't know how I didn't throw up that night, but I take my fingers out, and it was these fingers. People like to see it like this. I don't know. So it was these fingers, and on my middle finger, towards the base knuckle, because you're going all the way in. The discharge mixed with the blood, so it was like pink, but still curdled. So over both of these fingers, there was curdled discharge, and then near the base, it was a little pink. So disgusting. And with curdled discharge, which with normal discharge, it will have like smooth clumps. I don't know how to explain it. If you have a pussy, you know what normal discharge is. And then with yeast infection discharge, it really is. It's just like cottage cheese. So it's disgusting. Oh my gosh, I can't even stand it. So that was going on. I had to just keep fingering myself. And I was like so done. Like, ugh. So when my I don't know why we stopped, because it was here in my room. My laptop was hooked up, so the battery wasn't dying. My battery usually dies really fast, but my battery wasn't dying. I have no idea why we stopped. It might have been he had to go, or I said it was too late. But finally we were able to stop, and somehow, I don't know how. Oh, I was so disgusted by my hands that I didn't even waste my time putting on my clothes again. So it's late at night, so it's not like anybody's gonna see me. But I just went straight into the bathroom to wash my hands. Oh, so disgusting. So I'm gonna be glad to be done with that. Like, they always want you to do gross stuff. I have about 3 minutes left. Another gross thing that I got. Okay, this is crazy. This is a jump. This is a really huge jump. So I had gotten a request from somebody to do. My battery was dying on my laptop, and somebody was like, "Oh, I would love to do a private." And I was like, "Okay, I don't recommend this." But what I had done was like, "Okay, I'll send you my number so you can add me on WhatsApp, where I can record videos for you and send really long videos, or do even video calls at like $40 an hour through PayPal." PayPal gives them my full name, by the way, so those people know who I am. I would do that. So I told him that. He was texting me before, though. He was like, "Okay, so I don't know that I can do it tonight, but can we do it tomorrow?" And so I was like, "Okay." What I was gonna do was just some basic taboo play, which basically is just I masturbate, and if they want me to do kid talk, then I have a really sweet voice. And because people have like kid kinks, which sounds gross, and it is, but like that's better than them actually going out and like molesting kids, you know? Like, they're coming to a sex worker to live out their kinks for a minute so that they can get off. Like, that's the best way to do it, you know? So they're not going anywhere for like child porn, hopefully. So I would do that, because they're also attracted to adults too. So I would do that, which I always disliked it, just personally, because they would ask personal questions, and I would answer them half true, and then like sometimes I'd be out of answers, and then I'd just make shit up. But yeah, it was going to be something like that, something that I was familiar with and was actually kind of good at. The next day, he's like, "Okay, that thing that I told you to do was too tame. So I thought, since I'm going to be paying you anyway for a special favor, here's what I want instead." He goes, "I want you to take a shit on camera," which is a thing that people like. They're like, "Oh, can I see you can I watch you shit? Can I watch you shit on the floor? You know, stuff like that. And I wasn't a fan of the idea of shitting on the floor because you have to clean it up. But this guy goes, take a shit and cover your whole body in shit. Like, use as much as you can to cover your body in shit. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that for cheap. I said, you're going to pay me hundreds of dollars. I said $600 or I'm not doing it. There's no bend. Eventually he was like, I could get a model to do it for 50. I was like, then call her, but give her an extra 50 because this is absolute bullshit, you know? So anyway, I didn't do it. He asked later, okay, well, what about driving out of the middle of into like country land and drenching yourself in mud, still naked and stuff? I was like, maybe, but that's gonna be a couple hundred also. Anyway, that's all I have time for at the moment. I'm about to run out of available time on my phone because I don't have a cam. Actually, a fan bought me a webcam, but I used it and everybody was like, oh, the mic is scratchy. So I was like, okay, then I'm not going to use it for these because my voice is really important in these. My voice is important on cam too. But anyway, I've got to go. I'll come back soon and start talking about, like, in detail about some of the cam stuff if I care about it enough. And then also more about the sexual conquests and, like, what some of those were like and maybe why I'm bored. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, turn notice on, comment if you're a dirty whore.